Hey beauties, morning to you. I was listening to a pastor talking about wolves in sheep's clothing. He was making the inference that it's not, some people believe that it is in light of pastors or shepherds. And I've never heard that. I just thought it just referred to people who would mirror, certain characteristics of a wolf. And I said, let me go and do some research. Now, one of the fundamental things about wolves is that you don't find a wolf traveling alone. It must be some extraneous situation, something that is unusual, highly, highly unusual. They generally travel in packs of 6 or 10. And you have two dominant forces leading that pack, maybe a male and a female. All right. And, they're family oriented animals. And they have often said that dogs are descendants of wolves because there's a lot of similarity with dogs and wolves. Now, I had to read about how they're high communicators and they're very sociable. Now, I want you to listen to those descriptions because I'm going to make a point with it. They communicate very well and they're highly sociable. They travel in packs of 6 and 10 with 2 leading the packs. All right. I had to research how do they catch their prey. So they have a high sense of smell and a good hearing ability. I don't know if you have ever heard of the term monitoring spirit. So what they do, they test their prey to see how fast or slow the prey is. So what they do, they test the prey. They may not catch them right away. They probably chase them and they see the level of speed and agility and prowess. And then what they do, they find another way, a very ingenious way to catch that prey without expending a lot of energy. Another significant fact about wolves is that they can eat, or that wolf, single wolf, can eat as much as 20 pounds of meat in one sitting. You know how much meat that is? And we're not talking like an elephant and a big, humongous animal. A wolf, 20 pounds, that's a lot. Even though they're bigger in body than a dog, but still, that's a lot of meat. And the reason why I'm saying that to you, my beauties, is that you have people who are like that, who are devious. They can communicate well. And communicate doesn't mean that you're refined in your speech, or you sound fairly intelligent. Intelligence is not necessarily IQ based. They have a strong sense of pretense emotional intelligence, pretense self-control. They are highly sociable. They will make friends with you, and they don't go alone. They always have backup. If you notice, the wolf doesn't travel alone. They travel in packs of 6 and 10. 6 and 10. They eat 20 pounds of meat. Have you ever known when somebody comes in for the kill, they destroy even like an entire community. They destroy like an entire church, an entire space of a group of people. And you wonder how in heaven's name you people got here. They're cunning. They're very cunning. I said I had to do it. There was something interesting about their family oriented. And, there's a point to that, because you find that those types of people, they have like family members who are similar to them that they can draw on and come in for the kill. They don't generally go alone. So you have to be very careful. That is how they are highly intelligent, highly sociable, very good communicators, and they test your weakness. And when they find it out, they say, oh, I know how to catch you and sink you. So be very, very careful. Not everything that glitters is gold. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are genuinely nice. I'm not saying that people must go around and be sour and bitter to give the impression that they're not a wolf. That's ridiculous. That's not what God calls us to do. The Bible says, love your neighbor the very same way you love yourself. Or treat. Let me use the word treat because some people do not love themselves. Treat people the very way you want to be treated. And I'm not saying that you must be intelligent. I believe in intelligence. I believe in having a good emotional intelligence and good intelligence quotient, what we call IQ, bright. When they say bright, man, yes, brilliant. I believe in that, of course. But you have to test the spirit. Have you ever noticed when you have like a knockoff bag and the real one beside. You have to really inspect it to know the real deal. Some people are good at just as they see it, because they have that intuition, that discerning spirit. To as they see the two bags side by side, they can tell. But you have different grades to the knockoff bags. I've seen it. You have the lower end grade, the mid tier one, and then the high tier one. Even in the real, when they're catering to people who may, they may not necessarily be wealthy. For the real bag I'm talking. So you have the lower tier one, that's not so expensive. So maybe it doesn't require a lot of whatever they use to make the bag, the material. Then you have the mid tier one for somebody a little bit above average. And then the one that, that everybody, the sought after one that everybody would want. Test the spirit, be discerning. There are people who are similar to the wolves. The wolf just test the prey. Okay, I'm going to try this person for with this. Chase and see how they respond. To see their energy level. To see how brilliant they are. How wise. How cunning. How dunce. How not smart. How a simpleton mindset they have. They do that. They test. And then they go in for the kill. They go in for the kill. They don't play around. Be wise. Know the devices of the enemy. Know people. And people can sound good and look good. They only have a form of godliness. But they certainly deny the power. That is the power. They deny the power of God. When I say power of God, they deny the spirit. That, transforming spirit of God. And even the power in and of itself. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this message.